Hey guys, it's Ozzy from Old Dixie Loaders and Supply. Hey, I want to talk to you today about the SIG P226 and P229, and really what I want to talk about is the Gray Guns trigger and their master spring kit. I recently picked up an M25, 226. I had a really nice Elite 226 that I had tricked out completely. It was my baby, man. I love that gun. But then a good friend of mine, military guy, in elite units, fell in love with mine, and he said, dude, sell it to me. And so I gave in one day because it was sitting in my safe for a long period of time, and I sold it to him, and boy, did I regret it. So I picked up another SIG, and that's the MK25. The only thing I didn't like about the MK25 is, all SIGs, is their normal trigger. Their normal trigger is really heavy, and I just don't like that. Once I got a hold of the 229 Legion and got a feel for the Gray Guns trigger, man, I'll tell you, that changed everything for me. I love their trigger. The pre-travel is minimal, as you can see, just minimal trigger, okay? And the trigger pull in double action is probably about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 pounds. And then the reset is super short. It's right there. And maybe 1.5 pounds. Look at that. That's crazy. All right. And that is the Legion. That comes stock like that. Now, I did have Tim, who's our master gunsmith, polish it down a little bit, and it's probably even smoother than what I did originally. Now, this is the Gray Guns trigger. I went ahead and picked up their dual adjustable trigger, and I picked up their custom strut system, which has 2 master springs or hammer springs, 17-pound and 19-pound, and also has their sear. And I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference. It drops it down, like I said, to a trigger pull that's probably around, like I said, 4.5, 5. And the reset is so freaking short. Look at that. That is crazy. And again, it's about 1.5, maybe, about 1.5 pounds on the reset. And what I like about it is there's no pre-travel. I mean, that reset, if you ride your reset, you're gonna love it, because the bottom line is you're not gonna move your gun. The whole idea behind, the reset being short and riding your reset, in other words, keeping your finger on the reset as the trigger goes forward and clicks, is so that you don't move your gun. If you don't move your gun, you're gonna be more accurate on your target. So that's really great. And I'll tell you, the Gray Guns trigger absolutely does it. I'm a believer. And for 80 bucks, you don't need to buy a Legion that's gonna cost you, 15, 1600 bucks. You can buy an MK or a regular 226 and change out the hammer the trigger, and the mainsprings, and you're looking at putting in 160 bucks. That's nothing really. So I love that. These are great triggers, guys. I can't tell you enough about them. If you have a 226 or a 228 or 229, I highly recommend their trigger. It's very ergonomically smooth, very comfortable. It's just a great trigger. I highly recommend them. And for a good shooter, man, these are the best. I'll tell you, you're really gonna love it. It's gonna improve your accuracy, because you've got very little pre-travel and very little movement when you ride your reset, on your follow-up shots on that short reset. I highly recommend it. Again, I fell in love with it when I had my Legion and realized that was their trigger, and bought it, and man, I'll tell you, these are great guns, and there's nothing like the classic 226 and 229. They're just great guns, and if you're a SIG guy like I am, you got to own one of each. So, and if you can get a 228, that's always good, especially the West German ones. But I highly recommend them. They're great guns. Go on to Gray Guns. take a look at their triggers, and man, go buy one. They're just great. All right. Talk to you later. These I paid for myself. I didn't get anything from Gray Guns. I picked these up on my own. I didn't get really anything other than a veteran's discount. So I highly recommend them again. I know I'm being redundant, but they're great. And I hope you guys have a great day. And thanks for watching.